The title of this video is Austin Sucks. Disclaimer, I know I don't talk. This video is a bit different from my usual video, but I had to make this video. It's about Brandon Schaub, and I give you some background. During the COVID, I saw this podcast, many podcasts, Joe Rogan podcast, etc. And this is his friend, Brandon Schaub. He has a podcast called Fighter and the Kid, which have him, Brandon Schaub, and Brian Callen. So I started watching that during COVID. And they are very close friend of Joe Rogan. So Joe Rogan moved to Austin, Texas, and opened a comedy store. So I know some of you don't care about this, but I want to make a video. So Brian Callen, his podcast team, The Fighter and the Kid, he moved to Austin, Texas, because Joe Rogan is in Austin, and Joe Rogan has a comedy club, and Joe Rogan invites Brian Callen to do shows at his club. Okay, that's the background. So because Brian is in Austin, Brandon Schaub decided to go to Austin, Texas. That is the whole background. And Brandon Schaub used to stay in California, Los Angeles, California. That is his home. And this is his wife. He got a few children. He's very rich. His family is very rich. So Brandon Schaub used to be a MMA fighter, a podcaster, also played American football. And he lived in near Kim Kardashian house, like the same neighborhood. So he's very rich. So after Brian Callen decided to move to Austin, he decided to move there without thinking, without a good proper planning. So now that he goes to Austin, Texas, he's miserable, and the whole family is miserable because they are used to stay near Kim Kardashian house, very rich area. Suddenly have to move to Austin, Texas. For those who never been to America, Austin, Texas is very ulu. It's very ulu part of Texas. The Austin town itself is considered very small in America standard, and there's a lot of homeless people and whatnot. So now he's discovering he's very miserable there. It's very miserable. A lot of people from California, they wanted to come to Texas because Texas have they don't have high tax cukai. They don't have high cukai. So he decided to come here. He thinks he can be closer with his friend Joe Rogan and Brian Callen, but he's having stress. The family is stressful, and Joe Rogan really is not a good friend. He's finding out the reality that Joe Rogan doesn't have the time to hang out with him, like regularly. And Austin is so backward, so far away from his family, his parents, and the wife. It's like a backward place compared to Los Angeles. So they are having problem and issues, very lacking. So if you can see in this picture, he even colored his hair to become like gray color, you know. So stressed out, nothing to do. And of course, if he's stressed out, the wife is stressed out. The wife definitely stressed out because she's used to living in, the top place in LA, Los Angeles. So he's stressed out. That's why he made a mistake of coming to Austin, Texas. Brian Callen, on the other hand, is getting good jobs there with Joe Rogan, and then he's making friends, he's doing his own podcast. So for Brian Callen, it's not a big issue to go and live in Austin. But for him, he doesn't have anything he can settle down to, because he's used to be a rich person living in a rich area like Los Angeles, which if you've been to Los Angeles, everything you want, LA have it, Los Angeles have it. So he doesn't have that in Austin. Austin really sucks, that's true. Previous year, when a lot of people were following Joe Rogan, a very famous comedian in their circle called Tim Dillon also moved to Austin. And then while everybody was saying don't go, he decided to go because I think Joe Rogan is there, everything is there, so he decided to go. He also gone crazy. Sell his house, and then go back to LA and New York. That's why I just want to comment that Austin really sucks. You don't want to go there. Joe Rogan is okay because he's a different kind of person. He's a different kind of character. He likes to hunt moose. He likes to hunt, and he likes to go into nature. He's very introverted person. When this guy is a son of a rich people, it's the opposite. He's used to wealth. That's why sometimes when you make a big decision about moving, you need to consult your family, your children, your wife especially, because it's maybe not for you. So my message is, I hope Brandon Schaub go back to Los Angeles, go back to his parent area, can meet Kim Kardashian every day, because people are used to rich area. It's difficult for them to come and stay in kampong area, in a backward area. I remember I'm from Kedah, which is a farmer, a rice farming area. I remember Tun Mahathir, who was a prime minister of Malaysia. He used to come from Kedah, which I am, but his children are all raised in KL or modern cities. So one of his children, Mukris, eventually became Menteri Besar of Kedah, and he also cannot stay in Kedah. He's a Menteri Besar of Kedah, but he would often go back to KL because he cannot live here. I know his family also cannot live here. His wife and children doesn't want to live here, so the wife and children live in KL, and he would work as an MB in Kedah, and then after finish work, he goes back home to KL. I've seen this before. You are not used to kampong area, village area, backward area, you will have problem. It's a big culture shock. So Mukris gone through that. Now Brandon Schaub is going through that. I just see the similarities I want to comment. Okay guys, thank you.